Hi, my name is Dietrich and I've got scenario 7. Scenario 7 talks about a girl, Rebecca, who is actually a very capable student as demonstrated by her work, but she's not interested, so she does the bare minimum. More importantly, the problematic behavior here is that she's suspected of bullying and theft, and in particular being kind of like this culprit who's influencing her friends in a negative way. So there's obviously two issues there. The approach I've taken is to focus on the immediate misconduct, the prevalent and the assumed problematic behavior of bullying and theft. If that is the case, that if Rebecca is responsible, then this definitely needs to be addressed. She needs to be told that what she's doing is wrong and maybe some further actions. My suspicion here, though, and my concern here is that these allegations may be due to her classroom motivation. What do I mean by that is that she doesn't seem to be motivated to perform at her highest potential, and she's using this kind of energy to kind of put into bullying and theft, and that's just an assumption. But that's just what I'm going to go by. And so what we want to do is identify her role in this bullying and theft and kind of channel that kind of leadership influence to somewhere positive and constructive. But we want to rethink about her motivation in regards to the current schoolwork and make changes there, including introduce teaching methods that would get the most out of her potential. The first approach I'd use is the responsible thinking process. I'd focus on dealing with the immediate issues of bullying and theft by having a conversation with her. And the goal there is to identify and clarify Rebecca's own role in the misconduct, basically getting her to own up for her own fault, by doing it in a way that treats her as a reasonable being, not escalating it unnecessarily. But at the same time, letting her know that there is a line, there's the rights of others, including personal property, and in the case of bullying, the rights of how a person should be treated, letting her know what she has done wrong without taking it to the next stage. If she does admit, then I've actually got the next strategy here. So it's kind of going to flow and link onto that. And I'm going to decide to use Rogers' approach. Rogers' approach includes a positive behavior leadership model. So it does emphasize responsibility, which is the same as the RTP, but it focuses on respecting the rights of others, building relationships with students. But I've got here, part of Rogers' approach is implementing corrective strategies, intervention framework. What do I mean by that? I mean establishing clear rules within the classroom from the get-go, so asserting this kind of authority as a teacher. I'm going to discipline respectfully, but communicate expectations positively. So I want to have a positive classroom tone, but at the same time establish this consequence. Behaviors have consequences, and this is what we call decisive teaching style. And the literature actually mentions being assertive and keeping a good relationship with, in this case, Rebecca. But do know that I have that assertion when necessary. Finally, I just actually want to talk about her motivations and her studies themselves, because my observation there that general classroom planning and management and assertive discipline, they kind of go together. So I just want to say that to take the next step in getting the most of Rebecca's potential and obviously preventing future misbehavior, I want to talk about taking a proactive approach and preventative approach by having a good classroom discipline plan. That's again consequences. But I'd like to address specifically giving her a challenge in the room. So having good classroom design, engaging her. Alison Thornby 2015 described this 4-stage model in expert teaching: challenging, explaining, modeling. And I'd like to highlight especially the first stage, challenging, so that students have high expectations of what they achieve. So keeping a good relationship with Rebecca is the key, treating her as the student with the potential that she has, wanting her to do her best and letting her know that. I think that's the key to preventing future misconduct.